What's up, reader? I'm psyched that you're here to join me for yet another review inside Nattie's Nook. If you're new here, be sure to go check out my first review plus my channel intro just to get a little bit of insight into what we're all about here. If you're not new here, but you have missed a couple of reviews in the past few weeks, go and catch up on them, because I'm sure one of those might just become your new favorite novel. If you're not new here, you've watched all my reviews, you liked all of them 100 times, you told everybody that you know, including your angry boss, about my channel, and you've subscribed at least 20 times. Okay, now I'm stalling. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the next look inside Nattie's Nook. Hello, and again, welcome back to another edition of Nattie's Nook. I'm psyched this September to bring you a thriller novel. While that might seem a little new because I've never really done a thriller before, I am super excited to bring you Don't Look Back by Jennifer L. Armentrout. And this one is a thriller suspense romance, and it's also young adult. So I picked this one up about maybe a month or two ago. I saw this one on Goodreads. I often use Goodreads to find myself some books while kind of taking each little review that I find with a good book, like with a grain of salt almost, so I don't like get myself into something that's really not for me. But I popped this book. I wanted to read this book particularly because I was looking for something to be on the edge of my seat with. I didn't want to like just kind of sit back and just read another book. That wasn't really what I was looking for. So I found it in Don't Look Back. And as you can see here, this little title right here, it's kind of small, you might not be able to read it. It says you won't like what you find. So I kind of looked at this cover on Goodreads and I was like, oh, that's interesting. It's kind of creepy, but I kind of like the tone it's setting. Like it's a thriller, I kind of want to know what it's about now. So I turn it over and there's this wonderful blurb, which I'm not going to read word for word, but I will read you a couple parts. So Samantha is a stranger in her own life. Until the night she disappeared with her best friend Cassie, everyone said Sam had it all: popularity, wealth, and a dream boyfriend. So she was what people like to call a high school girl package. She had pretty much the spotless life. She didn't seem to have anything super hard to try at, or she kind of had it all handed to her in a way. But then she disappeared with her best friend Cassie, and you saw I put the little quotation marks there. I'm going to leave you to figure out what Cassie was in Sam's life when you read this book. But she woke up from this weird incident that happened when she disappeared one night with her best friend Cassie, and she doesn't remember who she is, which is really interesting. I've never read a book on amnesia before, but I was really, really psyched to start this one because it just set a super ominous tone. Like you had no clue it was going to happen, and you had no clue, like, unless you read the back of the book, like what was even going on, like where she was, who she was. Like you had no clue what was even happening when you turned this first page. So she's a stranger in her own life, and she's just kind of walking blindly, trying to recollect who she was. But then when she finds out who she was really surprised and kind of thrown off by it, because the old Sam apparently was super mean, super trashy. She was super rude to a lot of like really nice people, and she really didn't make any true friends that would stick with her and build good, healthy habits as we see today. So you'll see the ugly side of the old Sam come out in the flashbacks that she has in this book, and not giving away the plot and what happened or like how she decides to change in this book. I really encourage you to read it because unlike a lot of thrillers, it doesn't have a lot of violence or gore in it. So it's kind of missing that like really key violence part, which I don't think it really needed in general. And it even has a little bit of a romance, and I'm kind of a hopeless romantic, so I kind of like seeing a little bit of romance in there as long as it's appropriate. And I liked how this book like approached the romantic aspect, so I encourage you to pick this up and dive into it and step out of your comfort zone. So my personal feedback on this book is that I wouldn't really recommend it for anybody below the age of 13 or 14. I would really highly recommend you at least look at the blurb of this book before you start getting to read it, especially because if you just turn the first page and read it and decide you don't like that thriller suspense feel, that's fine. Not everybody is as into it as I am now, but just at least look at it. I'm not saying like you must go and read this book because that's never what I do, but at least go and look at it and see if it's for you. Because I was surprised with this book, and if you are looking for something on the edge of your seat, then this might be a real contender for your new favorite book. I know this one has definitely climbed to the top of my list, and I am super, super happy. Don't regret a minute of wanting to read this book. I downed this in about 2 days. It only took me about 2 days to complete this book, which is pretty quick for me. So that should give you a little bit of a tell, like how much it kept me on the edge of my seat. So all that to say, I do give it a 5-star rating. Goodreads gave it a 4.1, which obviously I think that it should have deserved a little bit higher than that. But I have read some books that I give like a 4 or 5-star rating that only got like a 3.7 or 3.8 on Goodreads. So even if you find that book like this one that only has like maybe a 4.0 or a 4.1, don't get discouraged, because that just means some people just trash their review on the book, and it's nothing like this book was bad, because it definitely wasn't. It just means that some people didn't really like it and decided to share about it. So I know that Goodreads isn't always accurate, but I'm telling you right now, this book is worth your time if you are into the suspense feel and the edge of your seat, and like, I can't put this down. Mom, go tell me to clean my room later. I want to read this book. That's how I was. So I recommend this book for people who want to get into a book and stay into it and just want a quality read for once, because in our modern day book world, it's kind of hard to find that. So I hope you liked this September's review, and I hope you enjoyed it and got something from it. And I hope you pick this up at your local bookstore, library, wherever you find good books to read. And I will be back next October with another review. Stay tuned till the end of the video to hear some announcements and make sure you're not missing anything, as well as a quick recap on this particular novel. So enjoy! Happy reading! Thanks again for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this month's review of Don't Look Back by Jennifer O. Armentrout, and I'm sure that you will find the next great read soon, but I hope you'll at least consider maybe giving this one a chance. So a few announcements on the Nattie's Nook front, just in general. First thing is, you might have heard me say in August review that I was trying to give a new format to my videos, make them a little bit more, I don't know, this century, and I kind of explained how they were made back in my August review, so go and check that out if you haven't seen that yet. But I am going to start making some changes a little bit on the sooner side. I hope to get those done by the end of 2020. So keep on the lookout for that. It's still going to be the great meaty review that you typically see from me, but it will be in a different format, and it might even appeal to you even more than it does now, hopefully. That's my goal. So look for that. Also, follow my Instagram account. I actually have a Nook Instagram account for updates and some different content that I'll try and be featuring in the next couple months. Maybe in this next season, I'll give you some more information about that. Also, DM me if you want to see that. The address for the account is Nattie's, Natties.Nook, N-O-O-K, all lowercase, and you'll find me pretty instantly. That will keep you in the loop if something is going on that week and I, for some reason, can't get out a review, or just in general updates. That should just keep you kind of in the grand scheme of things. It should just keep you updated at this point, and maybe some new stuff will be coming to the channel as well. And lastly, if you have any book recommendations, please, please, please send them my way. These don't have to be super fancy. They can be just an old favorite or something that you really just did enjoy. Like this one just popped up. Like, it's not really popular or anything, but I mean, I love this book and I wanted to share it with you guys. Same thing with you. If you have a book that you want me to review, just go ahead and send it to me at my email, Nattie@nattiesnook.com. That's Natties @NattiesNook.com, and the email will also be in a later slide on this video. So look for that. If you have any recommendations at all, please don't hesitate to send them my way, and I will get in contact with you and see if that's something that we can feature on my channel. So thanks again for watching. I really appreciate all your support. I can't thank you enough for keeping watching my videos and trying to get yourself another great read. And continue to share and subscribe to the channel, and I hope you continue to enjoy my content as much as I love giving you it. So with that being said, I'll see you in October. Happy reading until then.